Hey everyone, welcome back to InfoGamer. My name's Nathan, and in this video we're going to start building our Mario Run game. A few weeks ago we said that we were going to start building it, and we didn't want to keep you guys waiting any longer, so here it is. Now before we get started, you're going to need access to Unity, which is the game engine that we've used in all our tutorials so far. So if you don't have it, go to unity3d.com and download and install the personal version, which is free to use. And we'll get started. So every time you open Unity, you'll see this project manager window, which is where you can open recently created projects, or you can start by creating a new project. And so to create a new project, you just click this new button, and then you can give your project a name and find a location in which you want your project to be created. Then you can determine whether you want your project to be 3D or 2D. And since we're going to use 3D models in our version of Mario Run, we want to select 3D. And then you can go ahead and hit Create Project, but because I've already gone through and done these steps, I'm just going to open the previous project that I've created. So when you open Unity for the first time, your window layout might not look the same as what I have here. To get this layout, all you have to do is go to Window, Layout, and then 2x3, which will give you this layout, and you can rearrange the windows to better suit your needs. And so what I usually like to do is select the project window and drag it down below on the bottom part of the hierarchy window. This just saves on space because you don't really need your hierarchy or your project window to take up very much room. Then, depending on the orientation of your screen, you can rearrange your game and scene view windows to be side by side like this, or to be one on top of the other like this. And it's really all dependent on how you want your game to be oriented. And so for Mario Run, their game is oriented in a portrait view where people hold their phone vertically. For our version of Mario Run, we actually want to build this game horizontally, or landscape. And so it's better to have your scene view window and your game view window one on top of the other. This makes it so that you can have more of a landscape view, whereas if you have them side by side, it's more of a portrait view. The next thing that we want to do is set the aspect ratio for our camera. And to do this, right next to the display 1 option on our game window, you can see this free aspect. If you select that, there's a bunch of presettings that you can select, or you can create your own. What we're going to go with is a 16:9 aspect ratio. And so as you can see, it made it more narrow in the horizontal direction, and it's going to keep the same ratio in the vertical direction and the horizontal direction. So this means that if I were to scale this window up to be bigger, that it would always keep the same proportion between how many pixels are vertically and how many pixels are horizontal in our camera view. The next thing that we want to do is set up the file system for our project. And so every time you create a new project with Unity, you get your file system to be set up where it creates a new folder for your project, which I have right here. Ours is called Campfire. And if we go into that folder, you'll see 4 subfolders, one being assets, which is the most important one for us developers to focus on. This is where we hold all our scripts, all our sprites, all our models, all our particle effects. Anything that goes within the content of your game will be held in the assets directory. The other 3 folders are library, project settings, and temp. We don't really need to worry about these folders at the moment. So let's go back to Unity, and what we want to do is inside our assets folder, this one here in our project window, which corresponds to the same asset folder that I was previously showing you, we need to create some subfolders or subdirectories to hold the assets that we're going to be creating in the future tutorials in this playlist. And so let's right click inside our asset folder and create a new folder. This one's going to be for our scenes. We want to then create a new folder for our scripts. And let's create a folder for our models. In the future, we'll probably add more folders to hold things like particle effects and such, but we'll create those as we go. These are a few basic folders that virtually go into every game that we're going to be creating. The last thing that we're going to do in this tutorial is save our scene inside our scenes folder. So to do this, let's go to our File, drop-down menu, select Save Scene As. Then let's navigate to our scenes folder and give the scene a name such as Game Scene. We can then go ahead and save this, and it will populate our scenes folder with a new scene. This is important because we want to make sure that we save our project and our scene frequently so that we don't lose any progress that we create. So that's everything that we're going to cover in this video. It was pretty quick, a short video, but in our next video we want to start creating our player controller. We're going to create a placeholder for our main character, and then we're going to start creating his basic movement. So jump, run, and maybe a slide or a duck or a crouch and such. And so make sure that you like and subscribe to our channel, and stay tuned for all our future videos so that you'll be able to create your own version of Mario Run. We'll see you guys next time.